My name is Daniel Wynn, and by day I invest in sports cards, but by night I make videos about investing in sports cards. I am the great curator. Join me on my journey to break even in the hobby that we all love.
Hello everyone, I'm the Great Curator and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time that you guys are visiting, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. The reason I make these videos is for education. This is my fun and creative way to kind of give back to the community by sharing my opinions, my perspective, and my insight with you guys on these topics and issues that I'm discussing. It's my sincere hope that you guys will find value in these videos and continue to support this channel. This is also a way for me to kind of use the YouTube platform to spread my message of positivity and civility within the hobby. I believe that if we come together as a community and set a very high standard of conduct and civility that we hold each other accountable to, we will weed out all the bad actors that are currently trying to ruin our hobby, and we will be better off for it. We can be gentlemen investors, we can be lady investors, and we can do it very easily. All we have to do is just be kind, nice, respectful, and honest to each other. Super easy, guys. We should be doing these things anyways, but if we do it and we hold each other accountable to these standards, I believe that our community will be stronger, the hobby will grow, and the values of our cards will rise. So hopefully you guys will support this message. This is my mission statement. This is why I make these videos. Please support me. You can do that by subscribing, sharing, liking these videos, and hopefully you guys will enjoy. Thank you. What's up, Curator Army? Welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I made a video, but I wanted to kind of share my experience with you guys. Over the weekend, I went to a couple LCS stores, and needless to say, my experience going to those stores was a letdown. It was disappointing. So that kind of prompted me to want to make this video about LCSs and kind of talk about it. So it's something I've been thinking about for a while. So today we're going to be talking about LCSs, what they are, what they were back in the day, what they are today, and what they need to do going into the future to be successful, okay? If you guys are not familiar with what I mean by LCS, that's just a short acronym for local card store, right? This video is going to be from the consumer experience, from the customer side of things. I realize I'm not an LCS owner, so there's probably some back-end intricacies that I don't understand or don't know. But this is mainly from the consumer perspective, okay guys? So with that, let's just get straight into this and let's talk about what the LCSs used to be. Back when I was collecting, when I first started collecting as a kid in the late 80s, 90s, the LCS, this was before the internet, okay? This is before Amazon, before eBay. The LCS was the central hub for collectors. It was the only game in town. If you wanted to get sealed product, cards, supplies, whatever, you go to the LCS and you would buy it there. So they were like the target basically for the card community. Whatever you want, you could get it at the LCS. And if they didn't sell it there, you probably couldn't get it anywhere else, right? So they served a singular purpose of providing product to the customer. They would have relationships with the distributors, manufacturers. They would ship them products and they would give the products out to the community, right? So that was their purpose. And sometimes they had clerks that were friendly and knowledgeable. Sometimes they didn't, whatever. But mainly the goal or the purpose of the LCS back in the day was to provide products to the consumers, right? And that worked out great. Then the internet came. Amazon, eBay, independent websites, and suddenly you could get products, you could get the same products that you could get in an LCS, but you could get it online. So, fast forward 20, 30 years to where we are today, and now we as consumers, we're very spoiled. We can basically get anything we want at the touch of a fingertip from our phone within seconds. We don't need to leave our house to go to an LCS anymore, right? The things that drive our behavior now, our consumer behavior now, is pricing. We want to get the best prices. So we shop online, we comparison shop and things like that. So LCSs today, they have to be very competitive with their pricing. So they moved from shifting from being, just distributing product to the customer to now they have to be very competitive with their pricing, okay? And they have to offer different products that maybe people can't necessarily find online or don't even know that they exist. They have to provide like unique products and things like that. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably thinking, oh man, poor LCSs, right? How can they compete? Don't feel bad for these guys, because if you're an LCS today, and I know several LCS owners, you're doing very well, okay? Because you have relationships with the distributors where you can make very good margins on the sealed wax. You are taking in inventory from people that are liquidating, and you're able to sell that online. If you guys don't know, almost all LCSs have an online component where they can sell stuff on eBay. They have their own website. Maybe they do like breaking, things like that. So they're doing very well for themselves, and they make very good margins on the products that they sell. The distribution that they get for sealed wax, they might get a box for like, if a distributor gets a box for like $100, they might get it for like $200, and then they'll turn around and they'll sell it for the market price, which is usually double that, like $400. So they're making very good on their margins. Plus their individual items. People come into LCSs and maybe they don't know how to sell online, or they don't have the time, and they liquidate their collections usually at like 50%, 50-60%. The LCS will take those and then they'll sell it online at full margins, right? So they're doing very well for themselves in that aspect, where they just have to be very competitive with their pricing, but they're still making very good margins based off of their cost basis, okay? But again, the focus has shifted from from providing people with product to providing people with competitive pricing. And this is the problem that I have with LCSs, okay? Since their focus is on that, they have really, not taking into account the consumer mindset in terms of what we expect when we go into a brick and mortar store. Meaning that, I'll just tell you guys about my experience this past weekend. I went in a couple of LCSs, and they look like, to be nice, they look like hoarders' garages, like a closet basically, where you had like no organization of anything. Display cases were like a mess. You had stacks of binders of cards stacked on top of each other. The workers there, they don't greet you. They barely look up from their phones or whatever else they're doing. And it's just not a great experience and you guys know, right? Not all stores are like this, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Hopefully, you've gone into stores and you experience this yourself. You walk into a store, it's very quiet, or maybe they're watching TV or playing something, right? They're distracted and they ignore you. They don't answer your questions, that maybe they're not even knowledgeable about the product. Everything's disorganized, and it's just not a good consumer experience when you walk in. Okay, that's the state of most LCSs today. Now, not all of them are like this. There are some really good ones out there, like Burbank Sports Cards, which is somewhat close to me. It's like an hour and a half drive from me, but that store is like the model for what a store needs to be in the future in terms of being organized, having a friendly staff, clean, all that stuff. But here's the point of this video, guys. What I think LCSs have to do to be competitive and get into the next stage of the hobby going into the future, when Fanatics comes in and they make all their changes and consumers get smarter, is they have to go from focusing on being competitive with pricing to providing an experience, a well thought out, pleasant, fun shopping experience for the consumer. That's what they need to do. They need to go from being like a competitive pricing spot to being like the Apple store, where they focus on like providing the best stuff. Because in terms of pricing, honestly, we can get anything we want now. We don't need to go to an LCS to get a better deal unless they're selling way below market price, which most of them do not. As far as individual cards, supplies, and things like that, we can probably get all that stuff online unless it's like super rare and exclusive to the shop. So the only reason that we would go into a shop today would be for the experience. Whether we want to talk to the clerks that are knowledgeable, whether we want to hang out, whether we want to meet our friends there to do deals or transactions or whatever it is, that's what LCSs have to focus on, guys. The LCS that I imagine going to the future, if I was to ever open one myself, right, I would focus it on the aspects of being like a social club, right? I'll give you an example. There's a store called Bleecker Street Trading in New York. They advertise themselves as a social club where people can come there. They host events. You can meet up with your friends there. You can hang out. There's no pressure to buy anything or anything like that. And to me, that's the future of the LCS, where they have to have places for you to sit down, tables for you to play, games or open packs or, whatever. They need to be a place where people can come and film content there for all those YouTube bloggers like myself. That's what they have to be. They have to focus on the experience. And I'll give you guys an example of this, right? Let's just say it's like we want to go order food. We can order Uber Eats, we can order DoorDash, we can get food delivered to our house, we can go cook it, we can go buy the supplies and we can cook it at our house. But the reason we go to restaurants is for the experience. We pay extra money to get that experience of dining because it's enjoyable. It's the same principle with LCSs, right? We don't need to go to LCSs to get our stuff because we can buy it online or we can get better competitive pricing somewhere else. We would only go to an LCS for the experience, right? To hang out with other people, to talk about the hobby, to just see things that we haven't seen before. That's the nature of the consumer mindset today, guys, okay? And that's what the LCSs have to adapt. They have to be clean. They have to be organized. They have to have a friendly staff that is knowledgeable. All that good stuff. And there are certain stores that are doing this today, like I go back to Burbank, right? They are doing this today, but Burbank still has some places they can improve, in my opinion, in terms of the aesthetics of the shop. But that is what, overall, that is what my point is, guys, is that they have to focus on giving a good customer experience or consumer experience when they set up their shop. If they don't do that, who knows if they're going to be around in the next evolution of the hobby, right? And I've talked to a lot of people, and some people feel bad for these LCS owners. They think they're going to get squeezed out by Fanatics in the next phase of the hobby or whatever. But here's the thing: as a business owner, you have to adapt. You cannot just stay in one single strategy for your career. If the marketplace is changing, okay, and they're telling you to change, you have to adapt to that and you have to pivot your strategy to be successful. If not, then whatever happens, but it's going to fall on the owner of that LCS store. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much, just to summarize again, what LCSs have to focus on is they have to focus on providing a superior customer experience going into the future, because that is the role of the LCS now. It's not about solely just giving you product. It's not about being competitive for pricing. It's going to be about the experience. That's what we need. Okay, guys, so that's pretty much my rant about this today. Tell me what you guys think. If you guys are LCS owners, there's probably some things that you want to correct me on, but just understand that from the consumer perspective, we care about experience, okay? That's what we care about most going forward. If you guys work at an LCS or you want to support your local LCS, maybe mention to them, this is what we need to do to go in the future. Encourage them to adapt to that change if you want to see them, succeed in the next phase of the hobby. Okay, guys? But anyways, if you tell me what your guys' thoughts are, okay? If you guys agree with me, disagree with me, whatever, tell me in the comments. If you found any value in this video, please like, subscribe, share. That really helps me out. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. I'm so close, guys. When I do that, who knows? We're going to celebrate. Maybe we'll do a giveaway or something like that. But please, please, please help support the channel any way you can. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, for staying to this video till the end of this video. I appreciate all you guys' support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you.
I'm the great curator, the ultimate gentleman investor. Yeah, the great curator always stays till the gold digging hour. So watch out, all you bad actors, 'cause you don't have the slabs to be kind and civil and polite to us all. I'm the great curator, the ultimate gentleman investor. Yeah, the great curator always stays till